Or I can
Just
tie
gonna
it.
organize everything.
I'll back up time.
Alright.
It's already good.
Let's
do it, guys.
Good morning. Picture this. Corey and Jana are hanging out one day at Jana's house. They were really bored, so they decided to ask Jana's mom if they could go ride dirt bikes. Jana's mom unfortunately says no. But being the mischievous children that they are, they go ride dirt bikes anyway. So they're riding the dirt bikes, they're riding up a hill, and all of a sudden, Corey falls off and breaks his leg. Now, Jana's parents are going to be blamed at this point because it was on their property. Here's another situation for you. Corey throws a party, and he finds his parents' hidden alcohol stash. And Jana shows up and gets ridiculously drunk, and the police come to break up the party. Corey's parents are going to be at fault here because it was their alcohol. Should the parents be blamed? Yes. As you can see, bad things come about when us kids break the law. I'm not saying this just to get the children out of their punishment, but the parents should be responsible for what their children are doing. Today I'm going to convince you that parents should be held accountable for their child's crimes because of child negligence. Child negligence is when a parent fails to pay attention to their child. In the 1990s, communities and states passed a stronger law about parental responsibility. States such as Michigan, New Hampshire, Idaho, Arizona passed a law stating that parents are criminally responsible for their child's crimes. Many people and organizations have been trying to abolish this law because they think it is unfair for the parents to take the charge that their child did the crime. I think this is wrong because the parents should be responsible for what their child is doing and know what they're getting into. Some of the children who do the crime are just trying to get their parents' attention, so they do something outrageous. In this picture, you see well, you will see a parent getting into the back of a cop car. It's going to be a woman, and she's yeah, look at the computer. She's on there. And it's a woman getting into the back of a cop car because she was punished. So, Eileen, how would you feel if this was your mother getting in the back of a cop car knowing that you did the crime she's in trouble for?
Terrible.
Yes. I'm sure if I asked any one of you, you'd feel terrible for getting your parents going to jail for something that you did. Now, any child out here would feel mixed emotions. You'd feel awful. You wouldn't even want to live with yourself. Because having that guilt when your parent gets back from jail and knowing that they're going to be so mad at you, you would never do the crime again. So the parents are actually teaching the child a lesson for getting in trouble. Although the child must have had fun doing the crime, the guilt overrides the fun that they had. So the parents are teaching the child a lesson, but they should have been paying attention to them in the first place, because if they were paying attention to them, they wouldn't have did a crime like that. And whether it's going to a principal's office or being escorted to your jail cell, kids will do anything to get their parents' attention and have them know that they still exist. From a child's point of view, I would never want that to happen to my mom or my dad. Parents should have more control over their child so they know what they're getting into and they're an active part in their child's life. They had a child, so they should take care of them. I took a survey and I asked my friends to ask their parents some questions, and 13 out of the 15 parents said their child would never break the law. And I'm supposed to read a survey, but some of the questions were, do you know where your child is on the weekends? The answers were yes, they call me when they get home. Sometimes I might be too busy to worry about them. No, I don't care what they're doing as long as they're home by curfew. And other, meaning like, I know where they start the night and I know where they end, and that's fine with me. I don't care what they did. Number 2 said that, do you think your child would ever break the law? Because it's an important question to ask. And the answers were yes, they act up all the time. Maybe they act up once or twice, and no, they're goody-goody. The third question asked was, do you think you should be held responsible for your child's crimes? First answer was yes, because it's my fault for not being able to control them. Sometimes, depending on the circumstance, and no, they did it, they should pay the crime. They should pay the consequences. The last question was, are you an active part in your child's life? Meaning, do you know if they have a Facebook, MySpace, or even Twitter? The answers were, yes, I'm friends with them. No, I don't care. What is that? And other, meaning, I know about it, but I could care less. I took a survey of one of my friends said, and it was Sydney's. Sydney's mom answered the questions that she knows where she is on the weekends. She thinks Sydney should be responsible for her crimes. She's friends with her on Facebook, and she knows she's a goody-goody, as we all know. And Sydney is a goody-goody, but this is the typical answer that I got. I got many of these that their child will never break the law. They're friends with them on Facebook, but they're just seeing the outside of their child. They need to see the inside and outside. Because when we get home from school, our parents ask, how was your day? We say good. We don't tell them any stories, but when we want to tell them stories, they might not be able to listen, and it will get us upset. So let's say tax season comes around. The parents are going to be really busy, and they won't have any time to really pay attention to us. But if we're like a little kid and we don't understand what tax season is, then they're going to get upset and they're going to think that their parents don't care about it. I think it should be mandatory for parents and the child to have a contract and go to counseling. A contract is where the parents and the child talk and they come up with laws that state that like the child should be home at curfew or they will face consequences. And the consequences will be like no TV, no computer. They will have a consequence if they break the law the first time, the second time, and the third time. It has been shown on troubleteens.com that if a contract is made, the child does not act up as much because of the consequences. They don't want to face the consequences. By the parents and the child signing the contract, it is somewhat of a legal document. So if the child breaks one of the laws on the contract and they get in trouble with the police, parents won't have to pay a fine because it's on the contract. I also think it should be mandatory for the child and the parents to go to counseling. It's a great place where the child can talk to the parents without them yelling at them, like running off or anything like that. It's also a good place for the parents to talk to the child with them listening with an adult around. It's also great with the counselor in the room because it makes it easier to talk. Paying attention to your child should be the #1 rule in the parenting handbook. Parents should pay attention at an early age so they ask them how their day was so they don't turn out to be a rebel child. I know that my dad, as you all know, asked me, like when I got home from kindergarten, who'd you play with at recess, who'd you sit with at lunch, all the silly questions that he really didn't care about, but it was just great because I felt great knowing that he cared. So all the parents should listen to their stories, listen to who they played with at recess, who they sit next to in class. And I think all of you should go home today and talk to your families about the importance of them being an active part in your life, so that child negligence never happens in your family. Even go talk to your friends' parents. Do whatever you can. Parents are definitely responsible for their child breaking the law. They should be more active in their child's life, and they should definitely be more responsible. To all the parents out there, do not neglect your child, or they will do something to get their attention. It might not be breaking the law, but if you keep ignoring them, they will break it one way or another. So don't neglect your child and be an active part in their life.